Well, hello, hello, hello. So nice to be back here with you on Thursday, September the 14th. And it's a beautiful sunny day here in London, Ontario. Great. I would say a fall day, even though I think it's technically still summer. I'm Audrey DeYoung, and this is Audrey Live. And we're really excited today for the guests we have on our show. We have Debbie Eckmier will be live on the show. Becka, unfortunately, had another gig at the exact same time, so we had to pre-record hers the other day. So it's just as close as live as you can get. So, and we're really excited to have her with us as well. So stay tuned to the conversation and lots of things to learn for sure. And we're just so happy that you're here with us. Please make sure you tell us where you're from. And if you have any questions or comments along the way, just post them in Facebook there and the Facebook land on the stream there. And I will get to them as soon as possible throughout the show, and also the guests will as well. I'm just trying to get it up here right away. There we go. I think we are there. Yeah. Just make sure the volume's down there. Well, hello. Make sure you comment, as I mentioned before. Also, if you've missed other shows, you can go to our YouTube channel, and they are there. Just go straight to under YouTube, put in Pin It Canada, and you will find all the different shows there. So you can always go back and see the demos that are happening, and see a lot of our different guests. Most of our guests over the next couple of months will be ones that are teaching at our fall show. We're highlighting all our teachers and kind of what they're doing, what they're creating, and the projects that they're teaching. So you can kind of get a little sneak peek at that. Also, I just wanted, fall is certainly around the corner. Like I said, the weather today, I think it's about 17 degrees. So it's pretty warm and sunny, but it does feel like a fall day. And with fall, of course, we start thinking about Thanksgiving and fall decorations, and then Christmas. Believe it or not, Christmas is only, 14 weeks away, or 3 months. So if you're planning on doing any crafting or creating for Christmas gifts, decorations, it's probably time to start thinking about it now. I know I always paint ornaments every year. I paint probably now about 40 ornaments for my children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, their children, so on and so forth. So that usually is a big project that I just love to do. Love to be part of their Christmas experience. And I know a couple of my nephews have said it's just so wonderful that they basically have filled their tree with the hand-painted ornaments or handcrafted ornaments that I've done for them. So that warms my heart. That's really nice that they continue to do that. Also, my friend Deb and I, we paint ornaments for the church. Hint, hint, Deb, if you're watching, we need to get on that really soon. And that's usually about 40 as well. And I've got some projects that I'm working on, some knitted projects and some painted projects. And so, I better get at it. So I don't know if many of you know, but I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what's happened this spring, fall, summer, or spring, summer, fall. I'm calling year 2023 the year of the moving. We have moved numerous things, numerous people. We kind of started in the springtime with my mom moving her into Strathroy. And then we also had my daughter that moved into an apartment in Strathroy, but then had to move out of the apartment in Strathroy. There was an infestation of something in there that had been there before she moved in that they couldn't get rid of. So that was 2 big moves. And now we're also moving the rest of my mom's house out, and my daughter, Ashley and Sam, they've bought a house. So we'll be moving them over the next couple of weeks. So a lot of moving. I think I'm done moving for a while, hopefully. So it's lots of fun. Packing boxes and unpacking boxes. And, I guess the fun part about it, because most of you are saying, I already know that's not a lot of fun. But the fun part about it is seeing how, you go from one house and then you move to another location, whether it's a house or apartment, and how cozy you can make it, how you make it your home. And that's what I'm looking forward to for our daughter, Ashley. They have a beautiful home that they're moving into, and to make it their own home. So that will be very, very special in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, I think that's it about what's kind of happening. Definitely, if you have any quick ornament ideas, or maybe something you've done, it'd be really great if you could share them with me over the next couple of weeks or next month or so. I do want to, any of those quick ornaments, or, you have the Dollar Tree projects, anything like that, just shoot it by me, send me a message or an email. I would love to share that stuff. Now that we're all looking for things like that, I would love to share that on the show so that we can all see what you're making. I'll try to find a few of those quick projects as well to share. So maybe we'll have like a Christmas show after the Art Waves Fall show. Anyway, today, let's get to our first guest. Our first guest is Debbie Eckmier. Debbie has been painting and teaching painting for over 35 years. She started with craft shows, painting, but over the years has progressed to a more fine art, realistic style. Teaching in her home studio, now in Stratford, Ontario. She moved there, I believe, last year. At conferences like Art Waves, at local art guilds, has required her to master a variety of mediums and styles to appeal to all her students. Debbie hopes her designs will be appreciated and add beauty, enjoyment, and inspiration to other people's lives. I better get her in here. I'm talking away, but let's bring her in. And her enjoyment and inspiration to other people's personal lives and environments. Hello, Debbie. I think she's coming. I let her in. Oh, she's joining, it says. We're just taking a couple minutes here to get her on. There we go. Hello, Debbie. Are you there? If you're there, Debbie, come on in. Are you there? I think she's there. I'll ask her to start her video. There we go. Are we having issues, perhaps? Maybe you can send me a message, Debbie. Are you there? Debbie. Maybe I have to send her. There she is. We see you. Hello. There we go. Sometimes technology is not our best friend. Debbie? I see her. Hello, Debbie. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You are live.
I can't hear you.
We can see you and hear you.
Now I can hear you. Okay. All this stuff. It's been so long since I did any of this. I just, it's like learning all over again.
Well, it's funny. About 10 minutes before the show, because I had to do a pre-recording with Becka because she ended up having to teach right now. She's teaching a class. So I pre-recorded with her the other day, and I filed it, on my computer, so I know exactly where it is. Well, of course, at like 10:02, I'm frantically looking for it, and I'm like, oh, I can't find it. Oh, no. I know it's here somewhere. So I'm calling my daughter and saying, Corey, how can I find it? I don't know. Usually she's here to help me, but right now she's down staying at my mom's place. So it was like, oh, my goodness. But I found it. Finally, I found it. So,
well, I went looking for something this morning, too.
There you go.
I had a flood in my basement in May, and it was in my art studio and my room where I keep all of my art supplies. And so the floor was wet. I didn't lose any paintings. I was so thankful. They were all in plastic and up off the floor, because I didn't leave them on the floor after I moved. I put them away properly. So anyways, I had to get a new floor in here. They had to take everything out of my rooms. I had to get a brand new floor, and they did up the stairs extra. I had to get like a lot of the drywall was wet, so it had to be fixed. And I got this piece fixed up at the back here. That was extra. And so finally at the end of July, they came and put it all back, sort of, sort of.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then my son came from Banff for a week to stay with me, and week and a half actually. And so I got everything back in the studio, but not put back. And then he was here. And then a month ago, I sprained my ankle really well.
Oh my goodness.
So for about 3 weeks, I was on the couch. I could not even get down in my studio. So needless to say, everything I'm doing is late. And this morning I went to look for the remote control for my webcam up on the ceiling. And I could not find where it had gone when I took everything out of the studio in early June.
So you put it in that special spot.
I did. It was in the kitchen in a drawer, so it wouldn't get dirty. But I finally found it. But it took me half an hour of looking this morning.
Oh,
and I'm going,
it's so frustrating, isn't it?
I got to do a webcam thing today, and it's I'm missing. Anyway, and now I've discovered that they took the webcam off the ceiling, and they put it on sideways, so it doesn't really aim properly. So I got to get that fixed too. It's just all the little things.
Yeah. That's for sure. All those little things.
So that's my big adventure this summer. You know, my flood and my son coming. And while he was here, we went and visited all the grandkids and went to the beach a couple times. They live up in Wasaga Beach. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, we had a couple trips up there this summer, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Got to
nice
see
that
everybody.
You can relax a little bit in between all the chaos.
Yeah, it was a summer full of family stuff, so that was really, really nice.
Oh, good.
But
good.
And I've lived here in Stratford for a year.
That's what I thought. I thought it was last spring or something you moved
last
in.
June I moved. Yeah.
Last June,
so
yeah.
I'm getting used to it. It's an adjustment. Also, I was in Kitchener for almost 40 years, so it's quite a thing to move from one city to another. But at least it's close, and I can get back there whenever I want. So it's good. It's
not so far to go to visit people that you friends that you made or acquaintances, that sort of thing. So yeah,
that's right.
Good. Yeah, so you probably haven't been doing a lot of creating this summer then.
Well, actually I've done enough.
Oh, good.
In June and July, I was painting, and then I learned how to cut mats for my watercolors. I entered Art in the Park in Stratford, but I ended up not getting there, mostly because of the flood and then my sprained ankle. I'm just not going to make it now. But I got all the matting cut, and so I feel like I accomplished a lot over the summer that way.
Oh, good.
Right now I have all my projects pulled out for my my watercolor and acrylic classes that I teach in studio, and I'm going to be teaching a lot of things online on my Facebook page.
Wonderful.
All this winter. So on Friday nights, some of your listeners might want to join me. We're having a girls' pajama party, paint party.
Sounds like fun.
Every second Friday night, and one will be free and one will be paid. So they're really cute little paintings, and they'll be up on my website shortly. And then I've got a watercolor project night and acrylic project night, and I'm doing a day-long beginner watercolor and a day-long acrylic watercolor. So we'll see how that goes, and
wonderful.
And get some interest in person and online. So most of my projects will be put online eventually. And I've got on my website, I've got some pattern packets and things. I'm going to add some video to it. So
perfect.
Lots of plans for the fall.
That's wonderful. Busy. Keeping busy.
Very busy. So this weekend, I'm going up to a resort, Bayview on the river, I think, for a week-long painting class. To learn how to do landscapes. I've learned how to do them before, but this guy is really different, and he's a great teacher. So looking forward
And
to
where's
that.
that at?
It's an hour north of Barrie.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a 3-hour drive for me. So
Yeah.
long drive.
Yeah.
And then the next week I'm going to Muskoka to take a scratch art class. So you always got to be learning something new. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Brushing up on your techniques and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
Keep
my life
learning
right
and
now.
learning other things too, right?
Yeah. Something different. Yeah, so that's my life right now. And my dog keeps me busy.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe what we'll do first, we'll have you show them the projects that you're going to be teaching at Art Waves, and I will pin you. I don't know if you want to flip your camera. Do you have them down or do you have them up? Or
Yeah, I have them down. I'm just going to change my camera pointing down. Okay, they should be coming there. Yeah.
maybe it's just taking its time again.
Yeah, Facebook is usually a little behind, so not. Let's see if I can do something else here.
Next, I think I did. Yeah, I did have.
There we go. There's another setting.
There we go.
Okay, so this is the second one that I'm going to have, and I called it Holly Jolly Christmas. And this is done on a 15.5-inch door hanger from Michael's. I think it comes with the jute or the jute hanger, so it's kind of a neat thing. You can paint a Christmas design on one side, and later on you could clean this off and paint over it and do another design on the back. I think I'd take the jute off and drill a hole in and put ribbon on to be able to switch that, but you can do double duty on some of these things, so it should be fun. So this one is got rustic roses on it, and in order to do those rustic roses, what I used was a kind of brush that's called Mezzaluna, and they're Dynasty brushes, and you can get them from the brush guys in online in the States, or stockade.ca did have them at one time. I haven't looked to see if they're still carrying them or not, but you can check there. So what I would use is probably the medium, and I'd get the small, but while you're at it, you might as well get all four, because they are, there's large and extra large. They're just a very useful brush for dry brushing. They work really, really good. And I love them. So small, medium, large, and extra large. And we're going to use the small and the medium most likely, or the small and the large. So that's that. And these roses, you dry brush. You base coat the color, and then you dry brush the petals on, so they're kind of rustic that way.
Look, they look beautiful. I love them.
Yeah, and then there's some gold metallic in the centers. This is like mistletoe, so we'll be doing the berries and learning how to shade the leaves and the berries and the holly as well. And a good part of our painting time will be learning how to shade this ribbon so that it looks, three-dimensional. And what I used for those are angle brushes. Again, they're by Dynasty. I really like the black gold line. And you really, really need what size is this? This is a 1/4 inch for the shading on the ribbons. So it will be, the point makes it easy to get into the points of the ribbon there where it's folded over. So you want to pick those up from the brush guys as well. Again, Stockade did carry them. I don't know what they have in stock right at the moment, but you can check there. So it's stockade.ca and the brush guys in the States.
And that one is class 327 Holly Jolly Rustic Rose Door Hanger. And it's on the Friday, November 3rd from 3 till 7 p.m. Eastern for that.
Yeah, I was going to have a sign and put it down here. You beat me to it. Anyway, okay, so that's the one. And this is the second one. This one is called Holiday Baking. And I have a story about this because when I lived in Waterloo, I had joined a sketch club. And I think it was Wednesdays in the morning, we would meet at the Community Arts Center. And every week we'd have a different theme. So the one theme was all Christmas decorations. So you were to bring some Christmas things to sketch. So one of the days I did this. And so I just turned it into a painting. I just liked the arrangement, and it was kind of interesting, had a little bit of oranges. This is an anise spice and cinnamon, and some holly and some pine leaves. So, and an apple and the candle. But what is neat about this one is it's done with a lot of pen. Like we will watercolor first, and then we're going to add pen to it so that we're adding details with the pen. So to do that, I use a Micron Pigma pen. And if you get a 03 and a 005 size, you can get these at Michael's usually in black. And these will be good for doing the line work in this painting. So I like Sketch Club so much in Waterloo. I started one in Stratford in January last year, and they meet at my house. And then all summer we went out to different places around town, around the area, and we sketched outside. So that was kind of fun thing to do all summer. That was another creative thing I did.
That is wonderful. I would love to do that. I see pictures of people sketching and painting outside, and I think it's just wonderful. I was just going to say, Sue Potts asked, is your work going to be in watercolor or acrylics for the landscape? So I'm not sure she had that.
Oh, the landscape is acrylics. Yeah, acrylics. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so, well, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway.
Maybe something
I can't remember what I was going to say. Okay, so anyways, that's a real simple beginner watercolor. It's not hard at all. We're going to do a little bit of shading in the watercolor, and then we're going to add the pen to make it really, really pop. So it's on, just a second, I have my sign up here. It's on Thursday, November 2nd from 10 till 2. And both of these are going to be recorded. So if you can't make it during that time, you can always get the recording and watch it after. And feel free to email me or write me if you have any questions when you do watch the recording. So, and my website is keepsakesartstudio.com, and I have Keepsakes Art Studio on Facebook and on Instagram too. So you can always catch me there. And yeah, I have lots of other pattern packets for pen and ink that are available, and also for acrylics on my website. So yeah.
Perfect. That sounds wonderful.
So I'm really looking forward to teaching again. And I'm sorry, Audrey, that this is the last online. You have done a heck of a lot of work, you and your team, keeping everybody painting and keeping this industry going and promoting art and decorative painting. And I just thank you so much for all you've done for everybody online and in person. And yeah, I know you've got plans for keeping going a little bit, but we really thank you for what you've done online. This has been great.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Did you want to flip your camera back or chat a minute there? I'm just going to look, and it does look like Sue Potts says that Stockade is showing the large Mezzaluna brush. Mm-hmm. So they do have it available at Stockade, so people can go there. I think it's stockade.ca, I believe. Yeah, is their website. So Sue Potts is on, and Ashley says hi, and Helen Ryan from Ottawa. Oh, hi. Helen Montoyo, and a bunch of other ones, but I can't quite see them all. So yeah, that's great. I can't see the chat. So yeah. You know, I've really enjoyed the online, but I think it's like when we started it 3 years ago, like there was not a lot else going on online, where now it's just like there's just so much online, which I think is wonderful. And it's really a great opportunity for so many artists. So I just thought, it's time for us to kind of take a back seat on that and let all the, a lot of the artists are doing their own thing online, and just maybe go back to the basics. So that's why we kind of came up with this little quaint retreat idea to start off, because I do have people that do want to go back to in person.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot available, really.
There's nothing.
So it's going to be very quaint. Like, we're talking like 20 or 30 people. We'll all be doing the same thing. We will have a couple of teachers come in, but we might do other things too. Like, it's not going to be just all, kind of like a wellness weekend, creative weekend. So see what we come up with. We're just kind of in the beginning stages, and we have the date set. It's in, as we're just talking here a minute, I think it's April, that I had it here somewhere, April 2024. Yeah, sometime in April 2024, in Grand Bend at the Oakwood Inn. So we're going to kind of start there. Had lots of other ideas, but that was close to me, so it's manageable for now, and then see what happens. I know people are really wanting the big in-person shows again, but there's just not enough interest, and there's not enough businesses anymore to support it.
Yeah,
that's the hard part.
A lot of people have, it's just died down in this area, and yeah.
Well, all across Canada, there's, if I look at the list of the businesses that I had, say 4 or 5 years ago, probably at least half of them are no longer in business.
That's right, and it is hard when I moved to Stratford. It's hard to find people who want to learn how to paint. I mean, it's just to connect with them. The connection is the hard part, even though we've got online and Facebook and Instagram and all that. It's just hard to find the people. So
for sure.
But
so
we keep plugging on, and we wouldn't have lasted this long.
We'll see. I'm getting older too, so
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, you only have so much energy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Audrey.
Thank you for being with us and sharing all your projects.
Okay, and everybody sign up for the class.
Yes, for sure. Everybody, take a look at Debbie's classes on our Facebook page and on our website, and sign up for the classes for sure. So. All right. Take care, Debbie. There we go. Well, that was great. Great to catch up with Debbie and see the projects that she'll be teaching for us. And just wonderful to have lots of local people, plus people all across Canada and the US that are participating in the show this time. So I think we're going to get right to our second guest, even though it is pre-recorded. So I will just be showing it, but I'm just going to quickly read her bio. Becka Rahn is a full-time teaching artist who works in a micro studio in Minneapolis. She specializes in cut paper illustrations using recycled papers and hand embroideries. It's really, really neat. Something different. Like we talk about, doing different things. This is different than I'm sure all of us would enjoy, which she transforms into custom fabric designs. She uses these fabrics to make wearables and functional art. She is the co-author of the Spoon Flower Handbook, a guide to designing your own fabrics. She has received awards for her work from the Jerome Foundation, the Minneapolis State Arts Board, and Fiber Art Now magazine. She is an active teaching artist in her community and online. Becka has a website. It's www.beckarahn.com. And you can also catch her on her Facebook, which I believe is Becka Rahn. I'll have to double check that if it's artist. Not 100% quite sure what that is, so I'll check that one for you. But I know she has an Etsy shop and she does classes as well. So I'm just going to, let's see, where is it here? Share screen. I am going to play that for you, and then I will be back. So here's Becka. Thank you for joining us today, and so nice to have you on Audrey Live today.
Yeah, hi everybody.
Wonderful to get to know you a little bit as well. Your first time teaching with us at Art Waves, and we're so excited to have you with us and the projects that you're going to be teaching. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about what you've been doing, maybe something this summer, something creative or something fun.
Yeah. So I was saying earlier, we spent basically all of the last year doing a big construction project. The upstairs, we have a 1920s house, and the ceiling fell down. The ceiling tiles just collapsed one day. It's an old house, you know, these things happen. And so we weren't really intending to remodel, but we ended up basically gutting the upstairs and in the middle of winter cutting a giant hole in our roof.
Oh my.
So we could add a dormer, and we put a bathroom upstairs and everything. So just this week they finished doing the stucco on the outside. So they come next week to do the gutters, and then we're done.
Wow.
Finally. Yeah.
So it's been a year-long project.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had no idea when we started.
Anything to do with construction is always time consuming and stressful. I know we redid our house years ago, and it just seemed like it was never going to end. So I'm sure you're happy to get to that finish line almost.
Yeah. Well, in an old house, things come up that you have no idea that
yeah. I know we have an old yellow brick house too from the 1880s. And yeah, when we started going into the walls, you would find things that you're like, oh, I really did not want to find that in our house.
Right.
Anyway, maybe you could show everybody some of the projects that you're going to be teaching for us at Art Waves.
Yeah, do a little show and tell.
Yeah, a little show and tell, and then that way they can see the projects, and you can give them a little bit of information about it as well.
Yeah. So I'll hold them up, and then maybe I'll switch because I have an overhead camera. But I'm going to do kind of two things. One class is this little felt elephant. They're like little circus elephants, and I have a couple of them on my desk that are all embroidered felt. I love making little animals out of felt and teaching embroidery. And the reason we're pre-recording this is I'm actually teaching an embroidery class at the time it'll be live. So I do a lot of embroidery. And then the second project,
I'll just let them know that project is on Friday. It's class number 325, and it's on Friday from 3 till 7 p.m. And that is November the 3rd, Friday, November the 3rd.
Yeah. Sounds right. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then second project we're doing also involves embroidery, but it's embroidery on paper, which is kind of fun. And we're going to make these little, they're called a ledger notebook. And so they're cute little blank books inside, but with embroidered covers. And one of the cool things I love about this project is I use for the covers something called Craftex paper, which is, it's kind of a specialty paper. It's a little bit like a cross between paper and fabric. And the neat thing is it's really durable. So if you run out of space in your little notebook and you've filled it up, you can actually reuse the covers. So once you've learned how to stitch them, you can pull the cover off and fill it with new blank paper and keep using your notebook, which I think is really neat.
Very cool. Very cool. And that one is on the Wednesday, class number 104 from 3 till 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. And what were you going to demo for us today?
So I thought what I would do is show a variation on the stitch that's on the front here. So in class, we're going to learn one called the sorbello stitch, which is this neat one. It looks almost like it's got a pretzel knot in the center of it. But I thought it would be fun to take another cover, and I'm going to do another stitch, which is called the woven cross stitch. And it works on the same pattern of holes. So it's kind of like you could do these two different stitches. And I thought that would be fun to show.
That sounds perfect.
All right, oh, the screen sharing is not enabled. Maybe you can do that. And then I can turn on my overhead.
Yes. Where did I do that again? There we go. Should work now.
Okay. Yep, looks like it. And then it always takes a second to come up. It says it's loading. Of course, we're trying to record this and it's not going. Let me see. I tested it before we were here. All right, let me stop and try it again.
Is it going like in a circle?
Yeah, like everything's plugged in. It's not prompting me anything on any of my devices. Let me try unplugging it and plugging it back in.
It's technology
You know how
today,
these
people.
things go.
Oh, definitely.
There we go.
I
Okay,
think we're there. There you are.
there we go.
Awesome.
Just keep working on it. Okay. So what I did is I grabbed some of this craft text paper, and I just want to like show you a little bit. So here's a bigger piece that's like the size of one of the covers. And you can see as I'm playing with it, like it's got a really cool texture that's not totally like paper. Now, anybody who's going to take the class, I will give you a whole bunch of alternates to other things you can use for the cover. So if you don't want to track down some of this, because it's a little harder to find, you don't have to. We'll have all kinds of different ideas. But it's fun to stitch on because it is a lot like felt or fabric. So I often, when I make the big books, have a bunch of scraps left over. And so I make some little tiny notebooks out of the
That's
scraps.
cute.
Because people love tiny things. And so what I did is I have a cover for one of the tiny notebooks, and I'm going to stitch on this one. So I marked it ahead of time because that was kind of a boring part to watch. And I marked it really dark so you guys could see. Normally I wouldn't make pencil marks all over. But what I'm going to do is first I'm going to punch the paper because it's easier to stitch through if the holes are already put through. And often bookbinders use an awl that's just a sharp point. And you guys have probably seen these before. But I'm a big fan of kind of using what you have. So if you don't have an awl, my very favorite alternative awl is to grab a push pin. That works great for this project. And they have nice sharp points on them. So I'm going to use a push pin. And underneath, I just have a little square of felt. This is like from a felt coaster. You can use any kind of foam, styrofoam, cardboard, something that you can punch into. So I am going to first punch some holes, and both of the stitches, the ones I'm going to use for the class and this one I'm going to show you today, work on kind of a square grid. They're based on a square shape, which is fun because you could kind of mix and match them. Okay, so holes punched through to make it a little easier for me to stitch. I'm going to stitch my sample with pearl cotton. This is a size 5 pearl cotton. You can also use embroidery thread. You could use a crochet cotton. You could use even a fine yarn, anything that you've got. I like this pearl cotton because it's shiny. It makes kind of pretty embroidery. And then I just have a tapestry needle, which is a little one. It's got a blunt point, so you don't have to worry about, poking through the paper where you don't want it to be. And I'm just going to tie a knot in this end. All right, and I'm going to zoom my camera down so you can see it really close and show you, this is called a woven cross stitch. So anybody who's ever done any like traditional cross stitch, this will be a little bit familiar because the first part of the stitch works just like cross stitch does. So I'm going to bring my needle from the inside to the outside and pull through till it stops at the knot. And the first thing I'm going to do is just make an X right in the first set of holes that I punched. So I'm going to stitch up here to the diagonal. Go. And then cross over it, making an X. Okay, so you could leave it like this. It would be a plain cross stitch, just a basic one. But this woven cross has you do another one right layered on top of this. And there's one little trick sort of at the second part of the stitch where it'll make this neat woven pattern. So the next part of the stitch, I'm going to go back over what I just did. So my first diagonal went from the bottom left to the top right. So I'm going to do that one more time, basically doubling it up.
Very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the second part of the stitch, I'm going to go back the second way, but before I bring my needle down, I'm going to weave between these two threads that are already there. So I'm going to come up down here, copying what I did the first time. And then this thread that I've already got is going over that stitch that's right close to me. So I'm going to now go under it and basically do the opposite of what that other first stitch did. See if I can get my camera to focus a little better. There we go.
No, that looks good.
And bring it down. And there, when we finish off, we've now got this interwoven little cross stitch.
Very neat. Beautiful.
So yeah. And we can continue and do another set of those, next to each other, which is what we'll do on the covers of the big.
Oh, very neat. Yeah, that looks great. That would be a lot of fun for sure for the class.
Yeah, I think so. And then stitching in paper is kind of, it's unusual. It's different. It's fun.
Yeah. And like you said, that paper's almost it looks like it has a little bit of looks like fabric, or something.
Yeah, it does.
Or leather, like a
leather. Yeah, it feels like leather a little bit. Yeah.
Good. Thank you for that. Now, also, I was just going to ask you, is there any place or anything else that we need to know, classes you're going to be doing? Do you do any online classes, or maybe where people can get more information about you, website?
Yep, absolutely. My website is just my name, BeckaRahn.com. So it's easy to find. And I teach classes on my website. So I have some that are like pre-recorded video classes. If you are anywhere near the Minneapolis area, I teach a ton in person. And then I'm super excited. I just started teaching for Skillshare.
Oh,
so
very nice.
I have one Skillshare class up, and in fact, I'm posting this probably next week.
Oh,
this little toucan.
Adorable. Very good. Well, thank you so much, and we'll make sure that we have your website on the chat there on Facebook, and we'll make sure that we see if anybody has any questions. Make sure you ask the questions, and either Becka or myself will get back to you on Facebook, or just go straight to her website, and I'm sure you can, or they can contact you there as well, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much. That was awesome. I'm looking forward to having you with us.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right. There I am. So that was different. Me watching me. I'm not, I typically don't go back and watch the shows, but Becka was a wonderful lady, and I really enjoyed getting to know her. And just, it's really different what she does. And I think so many people, it would appeal to them, and it would just be a lot of fun to learn. It's funny because when she was doing that stitching over, so the kind of like the cross stitch, it so reminded me, and I was going to bring it up and I forgot to. My mom had made me, so it's fabric that you can get in Holland, and it's got just little stitches, little teeny stitches all through it. And then it's the same sort of thing. You cross stitch just X's through the whole thing, and it makes a pattern. So I have 2 tablecloths, and I have placemats with that on it as well. And it just so reminded me of that. Oh my goodness, now I want to make more things. So that kind of got me onto my Christmas thinking idea of what maybe possibly I could do for Christmas, but I'm not sure. Time. It's always the time to get all these things done, right? So hi Ramona. Oh, I miss all you guys out there. I can see her right there. She's always a joy to have around. So glad that you could join us here on the show, and everybody else. So anyway, we're really thankful for Debbie Eckmier and for Becka Rahn for being on the show today and sharing all their information about their classes and what's going on in their creative lives and that sort of thing. So don't forget, of course, that our online show, our fall online show, our Waves Live online fall show, is November 1st to the 5th. All the classes are on our website. So if you go to events.com, you can just right on the top is all the shows, and you just click on the fall show and a little drop down will come and you can see the catalog there. You can print off a registration sheet, or you can do your registration right online as well. So lots of ways to register, or you can always, call me and do it right over the phone. We can do that as well. I'm here sometimes, most of the time. I saw a sign the other day and it said, someday is not a day of the week. I thought that was really good. You know how sometimes we always say, I'll get to that someday. Someday I'll do that. And I thought that was such a great reminder. Someday is not a day of the week. So we have to get to things. Not someday, you just do it today. So register today. Go look today on the website. This will be our last online show. So this will be the last time that we're doing something like this, that you'll have the opportunity to take classes from all these different teachers. So please do so. Support them, support us, and hopefully we can continue to bring a different kind of show to you as well. And that being said, again, I was talking to Debbie Eckmier about it earlier, the Artwave Spring Retreat will be an in-person retreat, but it will be much different than what we've done in the past. So it's going to be a much more intimate, a smaller group. We'll all be doing the same thing, and it'll be a lot of creativity, a little bit of wellness, and lots of fun and socializing as well. So, and that is our first one is going to be April 26th to the 28th, 2024. So it's the Friday evening to the Sunday afternoon. And that will be in Graham Bend, Ontario at the Oakwood Inn or the Oakwood Resort. So if you are interested in that, hopefully probably by mid to end November, we will get information out about that. We're kind of waiting to make sure that we have everything in place and everything, the way that we want the schedule and what we're going to be providing you for the weekend. So, we'll see how it goes. People have asked me, am I going to be coming out west with this show or with the retreat? And like I said, we'll just see what the interest is and play it by ear, see what we can do. So definitely want to stay connected with you and connected with my creative community out there. So next week on the show, which will be Thursday, September the 21st, our live guest will be Beth Wagner, who's always amazing, talented, and entertaining all at the same time, and Sally Tower-Siblis, who we absolutely love for all her colorful, funky patterns and designs. And she's just always wonderful to have on the show. So those are our two live guests for next week's show. So make sure you put that on your calendar. That is on September 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern. And we look forward to having you there. So if you have any questions, just send me an email, or you can send me a message on Facebook. Just a reminder about Christmas crafting, Christmas ornaments. If there's anything you're working on right now or something you've done that that was really cool, please share it with us. Also a lot of those Dollarama, Dollar Tree hacks, things that you kind of take and you make it something else. So share those things with us so that we can share them with everybody. So anyway, thank you again for watching today, whether it's live or you're watching on a recording. We're so happy that you joined us. And thank you again to Debbie and to Becca for being on the show. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye-bye.